Hello everyone. Welcome to the virtual class of redemption of redeemable preference shares. In previous session, I have discussed solution of question number 4 and we have discussed up to the stage of journal entries. We have completed process of RPS redemption and we have prepared journal entries in the books of the company. Let us prepare all journal entries one by one for the purpose of our reference and revision. First of all, we have sold our investment at a loss of rupees 50,000. Bank account debited 5 lakhs. Profit and loss account debited with 50,000 to investment account 5 lakhs 50,000. Then we have received rupees 1 lakh on 14% RPS capital in order to convert partly paid shares into fully paid up. Bank account debited to 14% RPS capital account. As I discussed in previous session, you can pass two different journal entries, that is one for making a call, second to receive the amount, and you can pass direct journal entries like we have passed over here. Then we have passed third journal entry for the amount redeemable or payable to the holders of RPS. RPS capital account debited rupees 10 lakhs. RPS redemption premium account debited rupees 1 lakh to RPS holders account 11 lakhs. After calculation of numbers of equity shares issued by the company in order to adjust the closing balance, we came to the conclusion that the company is in need of issuing 40,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. Journal entry for that issue: bank account debited rupees 4 lakhs 40,000 to equity share capital account 4 lakhs to securities premium account 40,000. Then for the remaining amount of 6 lakhs, we have created a special reserve that is known as capital redemption reserve, CRR. For the purpose of creation of CRR, we have transferred rupees 4 lakhs 50,000 from general reserve account and 1,50,000 rupees from profit and loss account. So journal entry for this transaction: general reserve account debited rupees 4 lakhs 50,000, profit and loss account debited rupees 1,50,000 to capital redemption reserve, that is CRR account 6 lakhs. Then we have adjusted security premium. RPS redemption premium is adjusted against security premium account first. If the amount of security premium is not enough or security premium is not given, only in the case we can utilize the balance of profit and loss account. So 4 lakhs 50,000 plus 1 lakh rupees securities premium account debited to RPS redemption premium account 1 lakh. RPS holders account debited 11 lakhs to bank account 11 lakhs. We have paid amount to RPS holders. As per the information, we need not to issue any kind of bonus from CRR. So we need not to issue any bonus from CRR account. Now, after the preparation of the journal entries in the books of the company, let us move to the balance sheet. We have to prepare the balance sheet in a vertical form, not in a horizontal form. As I said in the beginning of the chapter, examiner may provide you balance sheet as a part of the question, either in a vertical form or in horizontal form. But as a part of the answer, it is compulsory for us to prepare our balance sheet in vertical form only. In fact, we cannot include all titles of the balance sheet because here we have to prepare a balance sheet with a very comprehensive nature, that is very short balance sheet. So we have to prepare our balance sheet with the proper format, particular, notes and amount. In the vertical balance sheet, we have to include first item as equity and liabilities. In equity and liabilities, we have to insert shareholders fund. As you all know that shareholders fund includes two items. First, it is share capital. Here the amount of share capital is rupees 28 lakhs. In order to understand share capital of the company, I have prepared a note, that is note number 1. Let us visit note number 1, calculation of share capital. On the left hand side of your screen, the balance sheet is given, which is given by the examiner to us in our question. So you can easily connect the information for your reference. Equity share capital is given to us in our balance sheet is rupees 24 lakhs. So 24 lakhs rupees as it is. Now just imagine the process of RPS redemption. During the process of RPS redemption, while arrangement of the fund for capital part, that is step number 3, we have issued new equity shares of rupees 4 lakhs. So equity share capital of the company in a total 28 lakhs. On the other hand, we have RPS rupees 9 lakhs. Don't forget, this entire exercise is for the purpose of redemption, that is a repayment to the RPS holders. So what is RPS capital after the redemption? Once you redeem, once you pay amount to the holders of RPS, the balance of RPS capital in a new balance sheet is 0. So total amount 28 lakhs rupees for equity. New preference is not given. Old RPS redeemed by the company, so 28 lakhs rupees. We have transferred these 28 lakhs to note number 1 and it is a part of our balance sheet. So in the balance sheet, we have to include 28 lakhs rupees for share capital. If you have passed all the journal entries very properly with all the calculation, you can easily calculate total amount of share capital. Number 2, that is reserves and surplus. This is one of the most important calculation. Let us move to calculation for reserves and surplus that we have prepared in note number 2. Note number 2, all about calculation of reserves and surplus. Let us focus on balance sheet. First item is equity share capital that we have covered. Second item RPS, that is already redeemed. Third item is general reserve. So general reserve, amount given by the examiner in our question for general reserve is rupees 4,50,000. That you can check on the liability side of the given balance sheet, minus amount transferred to CRR 4,50,000. Refer step number 3, arrangement of the fund for the capital part. We have transferred total rupees 6 lakhs to capital redemption reserve, that is CRR account. Out of these 6 lakhs, rupees 4,50,000 arranged by the company from general reserve. So 4,50,000 minus 4,50,000, so balance of general reserve account is 0. Then come to second item, profit and loss account. Profit and loss account balance given over here for profit and loss account is 2,80,000. Now recall all the transactions that we have completed earlier. In the very first transaction, we have sold our investment at a loss of rupees 50,000. So we have to deduct amount of loss from the profit of rupees 2,80,000. Simply, we have to add the amount of profit and we have to deduct the amount of loss. So it is deducted from the balance 2,80,000. Then again recall step number 3, arrangement of the fund for capital part. We have transferred rupees 1,50,000 to CRR account from profit and loss account. So very simple. Total balance available with the company 2,80,000. Out of these 2,80,000, 50,000 rupees adjusted for the loss on sale of investment, and 1,50,000 rupees are transferred to CRR. So closing balance available to us in our profit and loss account is 80,000. Then third item to be included in reserves and surplus, CRR. Amount transferred by the company to CRR 6 lakhs. You can recall the journal entry. General reserves account debited 4,50,000. Profit and loss account debited 1,50,000 to CRR account 6 lakhs. Now, just recall step number 6. In step number 6, we have to issue bonus equity shares from CRR account. But in this question, we have not utilized our CRR account for the purpose of bonus issue to the equity shareholders. So very simple. 6 lakhs rupees are transferred to CRR and no amount is utilized by the company from CRR. It means what? The balance available in CRR account remains same. So the amount available in CRR account of the company is rupees 6 lakhs. Simply it is a mathematics. You have to recall, you have to combine all concerned entries. Then security premium. You can check liability side of the given balance sheet. Security is a premium given to us for 60,000. While passing the entry of new issue of equity shares in step number 3, we have received new security premium of rupees 40,000. And at the time of adjustment of RPS redemption premium in step number 4, we have adjusted rupees 1 lakh against security premium. So 60,000 plus 40,000 is equal to 1 lakh minus amount adjusted 1 lakh. So balance is 0. So 0 plus 80,000 plus 6 lakhs is equal to total 6 lakhs 80,000. So in this way, we have to calculate balance of reserves and surplus account in each and every question. So here we have mentioned closing balance of rupees 6 lakhs 80,000. Now, at this point of discussion, I would like to draw your attention that on the liability side of the balance sheet, apart from equity, preference, reserves and surplus in form of general reserve, security premium and profit and loss account, we have one more item, that is creditors, and the amount of creditors are also given to us. If you recall the balance sheet discussed in final accounts of the companies, you can easily connect the information that current liabilities are part of the balance sheet, and we have to place current liabilities on equities and liability part. Creditors are included in a current liability part of the balance sheet. So we have already introduced current liabilities on the liability and equities part of the vertical balance sheet. There is no need of any kind of adjustment related to creditors because simple information is given: creditors 3,50,000, and no adjustments are given for creditors anywhere in our calculation. So balance of 3,50,000 remained unchanged. So current liabilities, third item on the equity and liabilities part, creditors 3,50,000, and total of equities and liability part comes to rupees 38,30,000. It includes three major items: share capital, reserves and surplus, and current liabilities. Now let us move to the second part of the balance sheet. Second part of the vertical balance sheet is assets. Here we have to insert a figure of non-current assets. Non-current assets means fixed assets. Check the asset side of the balance sheet. On the asset side of the balance sheet, information regarding fixed assets rupees 30,40,000 are ready-made given to us. So without any kind of calculation, without thinking of anything, simply insert the figure of fixed asset on the asset part of the vertical balance sheet. Then second, current asset. You can check the balance sheet. On the asset part of the balance sheet, we have three more items, and we have to discuss all three items very properly. The first item is investment, but these investments are not required to insert in the balance sheet of the company. Why? Because we have already sold these investment. Once you sell your investment to someone, it is no longer asset for you. So it is already removed from our balance sheet. Now bank balance 4 lakhs, but we have so many adjustment in the bank balance. So our bank balance is rupees 3,40,000. Again a question coming to your mind: without any calculation, how do I define bank balance rupees 3,40,000 as a closing bank balance? Very simple. Check additional information of the question. In additional information of the question, it is clearly written that we have to maintain closing bank balance of rupees 3,40,000. But if you don't want to put closing balance of rupees 3,40,000 directly, don't worry, you can calculate closing balance of bank account using our calculations like this. Let us calculate closing bank balance. We have opening bank balance of rupees 4 lakhs, that is given to us on asset side of the balance sheet. Plus we have received rupees 5 lakhs by selling our investment. Plus we have received rupees 1 lakh on final call of RPS. Plus we have received rupees 4,40,000 while issuing new equity shares to the public. In this way, we have total receipt of rupees 14 lakhs 40,000, and during step number 5 we have paid 11 lakhs rupees to the holders of RPS. So 14 lakhs 40,000 total receipt minus payment 11 lakhs. So closing balance rupees 3 lakhs 40,000. So if you don't want to put closing bank balance rupees 3 lakhs 40,000 directly, don't worry, you can prepare a list of the receipt and payment in order to calculate the closing balance. And if it is 3 lakhs 40,000, it means that your calculation is absolutely perfect. Why? Because the requirement of the examiner is to maintain the closing balance of rupees 3 lakhs 40,000. And as per our calculation, closing balance is also rupees 3 lakhs 40,000. So it is a proof that our calculation is absolutely perfect. Now, on the asset side of the balance sheet given in the question, we have other current asset for rupees 4 lakhs 50,000. So 3 lakhs 40,000 for bank balance, because bank balance is also current asset, and other current asset 4 lakhs 50,000. 3 lakhs 40,000 plus 4 lakhs 50,000 is equal to 7 lakhs 90,000. Now we have to insert these 7 lakhs 90,000 on asset part of the vertical balance sheet. Again, if you don't want to present everything in a combined form in order to prepare this comprehensive balance sheet, you can insert other current assets separately, bank account separately. It does not make any difference in the total of your balance sheet. And the total of the balance sheet for asset part is also 38 lakhs 30,000. Here, total of the equity and liability part is 38 lakhs 30,000, and total of the asset part is also rupees 38 lakhs 30,000. So in this way we can settle our balance sheet. I hope everyone is clear with the solution of the problem. Keep watching the next sessions. Thank you. God bless you.